Ever since I learned how to make beats, I fell in love with vocal samples. I remember listening to old school Kanye songs and J Dilla beats and just being obsessed with the vocal samples that they would chop up, you know, pitch to a different key and scatter throughout their beats. These were always my favorite part of these songs. Flash forward so many years later, there are a lot of songs that dominate the charts that use vocal samples in their beats. And even from personal experience, some of my best-selling beats revolve around vocal samples like these. I love adding vocal samples to my beats for a couple of different reasons. One reason is that I love how it adds a humanistic feel to my beats. I know that the software that we use as producers allows us to make basically any beat with any instrument out there, regardless if we're actually playing it or whether we're clicking in the MIDI notes. But I do know that with that, sometimes beats can sound very robotic. You know, all the drums and the chords and the melodies are played perfectly on beat. It's easy for songs to lose that humanistic feel. That's where I think vocal samples come in. I love chopping up different vocal phrases or ad-libs or just ambient vocals throughout a lot of my beats because it gives it that human feel. I also love adding vocal chops and samples into my beats because I feel like it can give an artist an idea for a melody when they're writing to a beat. An artist can listen to your beat and they might hear a vocal that's a little bit, you know, chopped up, manipulated, a little bit abstract. I find that way the artist can hear whatever they want to hear and they can interpret it to their own, you know, personal meaning and then write songs based on what they hear with those kind of abstract vocals. It's a really cool concept. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to basically create your own vocal samples from scratch using LALAI. So let's get started. So first thing that we want to do is we want to find basically really good vocals. I'm gonna look up some vocals from Ellie Goulding. I've always loved her vocal samples. I know that they've been used in Drake songs, and even producers like Skrillex have made songs using Ellie Goulding's vocal samples. Now, of course, quick disclaimer, you know, I'm not saying that you should publish anything that you don't have the rights to. This video is for educational and information purposes, but if you're making music for fun like I am right now, this is kind of a cool technique. Once we have the vocals that we want to basically take out of the beat, we're going to head over to LALAI. Our website is going to be in the link in the description. This is a website that I'm going to use to separate the vocal from the instrumental so I can chop up and manipulate the vocals. And all we have to do is drag and drop the vocals in here. And this is pretty cool because there was a recent LALAI update. They've basically announced their new kind of processing system that I'm really excited to try out. It's called Orion. I think it's basically just new and improved, but we're going to give it a test. All right, so we're going to give it a test now. Let's see how well it separated the vocals from the instrumental.
Look at what you've done.
It sounds so clean.
Stand still, falling away from me.
That's actually, geez. Okay, so this is my first time using the Orion, basically new kind of system update. And it's hard for me to believe that that isn't the like stem files from the vocal, even though it's from the like whole track.
Stand still, falling away from me.
I'm kind of actually speechless at how well that worked.
I'll show you what it feels like. Now I'm on the outside.
And it's even cool because it processes the kind of backing vocals as well. So vocals that you don't usually hear when you're listening to the full track, Orion is going to do a really good job at basically giving you all the vocals really, really cleanly. All right, so let's process these vocals now. Then we're going to load them into FL Studio and I'm going to show you guys some cool techniques. All right, let's download the vocal file. Let's load up FL Studio and we're just going to drag and drop that. Let's load it into Edison so we can see how it works here.
We did everything right. Now I'm on the outside.
So what I want to basically do is, now that I have the vocals basically isolated completely from the beat, I want to find a part that kind of stands out to me, that kind of grabs my ear in a certain way. This could be from a singer who's kind of singing in a, you know, soft, basically long kind of pattern and phrases, because we want to basically split it and kind of resample it.
I'll show you what it feels like. Now I'm on the outside.
Sounds so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to basically take this kind of bridge section.
I'll show you what it feels like. Now I'm on the outside.
I absolutely love that. There's basically a few different techniques that we could do from this point, we could basically loop that, you know, pitch it up, use it kind of as is. Like I think back to like Drake's Pound Cake song, if you've heard that one, where he literally uses an Ellie Goulding sample, you know, chops up maybe 5-10 seconds like this and kind of replays it. But for the purpose of this video, I want to kind of chop it and pitch it and basically make individual cuts of this vocal sample. Might be a lot to take in now, but I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to load up Fruity Slicer. This is my favorite, basically native plugin within FL Studio for chopping up samples or vocal chops. And I've, you know, never found the need to get any other kind of sampler plugin out there. I love Fruity Slicer. I've used it forever. We're going to drag and drop it there. And let's hear what it came up with already. It kind of like pre-chops a little bit, but this is what it came up with. It kind of already gives me so many ideas on how I can basically chop it. We can pitch it up or down. We can change some of the timing, some of the effects, even some of the way that it's chopped up. But we're not going to touch too many of those settings now. We first want to just make some chords and start to build our beat, and then add the vocal samples on top of it. So let me just make a couple chords real quick. Okay, so these are just some quick chords that I came up with. So now what we basically need to do is we need to match the key that I've written these chords in with the key of the vocal sample in the original song. And this will help us basically to match the two and then kind of be able to pitch things a little bit easier. So first we need to figure out the sample of the kind of original vocals that we, you know, ran through LALAI. We can either do that through basically, you know, listening if you know any sense of music theory. I don't really know, but often you'll find that Google is your best friend in situations like this. All right, Google says that we're in D minor. We're going to take its word for it. Now we basically need to match the two. Let's add a little bit of effects on the vocals just so they don't sound so too choppy, if that makes sense. I want to basically add some reverb onto them, maybe a little bit of delay, and maybe even a little bit of like a filter on it. You know, I'm just kind of thinking about the song that I want to make, and the song, you know, the chords that I make are kind of faded, a little emotional, a little bit moody. I kind of want to match that feeling with the vocal samples here. So let's kind of just see how this sounds. This is really cool and really easy. And again, I'm really impressed with LALALai's new kind of system, that Orion system for splitting vocals, because this sounds so clean. So we basically just want to kind of make a pattern and a melody with these vocal samples. We can even kind of change the pitch a little bit too, and we can kind of change the timing a little bit with this Fruity Slicer plugin. That's pretty cool. And then from there we can just kind of build the beat around it. So crazy. And I love that. Like I said, when I hear a beat like this, the vocal samples just add this whole like crazy new level to the beat. I mean, you can get ideas for vocals, you can get ideas for lyrics. Adding vocal samples to beats have definitely helped me sell more beats. And I know so many times where an artist will listen to it and just, you know, the whole song they get the idea for right there. So yeah, hopefully you guys, you know, learned something in this video. Hopefully you can see how easy it is to just make your own vocal chops and take your beats to a whole new, you know, crazy level. I love adding this stuff to my beats. It gets me so excited. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out LALAI for yourself, the website link will be in the description. I really recommend you to check that new Orion kind of system out for splitting vocals. Like I said, this was the first time that I actually used it kind of in a beat like this, and I'm blown away. It is so crazy. I'm so happy to share that with you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. We got some new videos on the way coming soon that I'm really excited about, so stay tuned.